look, we'd said for weeks this is what the Browns need to consider. If they can pull it off and if they're happy with the haul, you have more needs than one player. Even a guy that plays both ways full time is going to address for you. You need more ammo. You need more guys operating under rookie contracts to balance out the cap number and the cash still owed to Deshaun Watson and Myles Garrett. You gave up all those picks to get Watson. You sacrificed the opportunity to get multiple draft picks in trading Myles Garrett when, Chris, you and I both believe they should have.
Right.
This was a smart move by them.
Yep.
And it tells me at the end of the day they weren't comfortable putting all the eggs in the Travis Hunter basket.
No, I think there's that. And I think, too, with them, it can make sense in this aspect. First off, they have one of the best secondaries in football. So I'm not sure he's necessarily needed back there. And they're a team, Mike, that you've heard me laugh and yell a million times. Would they stop playing man-to-man every freaking play, right, doing that? And that's where Travis Hunter's not that kind of guy. So I could see that. They could have used him at receiver. I don't think there's any question about that. But like you're explaining, it's two ships passing in the night. We got two different organizations going two different places. I think the Jaguars, back to that a little bit, the F them picks, they're going, early years of the Rams, and when they lost the first Super Bowl in those years, I think they're looking at it going, let's do something to jumpstart the organization. Let's get it going. Let's get some new blood in here, some new life, like you talked about, a star player. People are going to gravitate towards us now. It's going to change our team that way, let alone he supports the guy that we pay the most on our football team, and Trevor Lawrence, and the head coach. That's why he was hired to go there, to make that work. So that makes sense. Cleveland, like you said, they got a lot of things that they need. And I don't know if Travis Hunter really was going to fill everything they need or necessarily made sense. So they look to the future here, and they got a damn good defensive lineman that I do think fits the Jim Schwartz scheme. And then, of course, now they got some picks tonight, too, to play with. And you say, watch out. Cleveland's going to flip their team over and look a whole lot different here in just, 48 hours.
Yeah, they've got pick number 32 and pick number 36.
Man.
Heading into tonight. That gives them also the opportunity to trade out of that spot.
They
have
does.
until
It does.
the draft starts tonight to dangle pick number 33 and try to get even more for it. I wonder if you're the Browns, and I'm sure that this has happened before, where if you've got somebody who is willing to give up that much to move up 3 spots, and you know who they're coming to get. They're not moving up so they can say, hey, look, we know how to move up in the draft. They're trading for a player in Travis Hunter.
Right.
I wonder if at some point the Browns say, maybe we should just take, are we missing something? Who's wrong here? They're giving up a lot to come get him. Maybe we should just take him. I just wonder if they thought of that at some point. And I'm not saying that they should have said no to it, because I think their needs dictate quantity over quality. And the Jaguars' needs dictate quality over quantity right now. It's the unique position that both franchises are in, and maybe that's how you explain it away.
That's what I was trying to say.
It's great for them to say, let's do it, and it's great for the Browns to say, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of what I was trying to say, too, with my whole ships passing in the night, and I'm not always the best with what I'm trying to say there. But, yeah.
That worked.
But I think we're seeing it the same way. Yeah, it's two different spots in the organization here, and I think with Cleveland, too, hey, they're looking to the future and looking to that, and they're going to try to build their football team, and where they're getting the draft picks here at what is it, 34 and 36, right?
32, 36.
32, 36, that they're, or 33, 36.
33, 36.
Yeah, right, I was going to say, it can't be 32.
Never mind, can't be 32.
Right. But
the
either
Dolphins weren't stripped of their first-round pick.
They'll be able to, like you talked about, address receiver here at the top if they want to. They can continue to get defensive linemen that are going to be on the board here at the top of the second round, definitely, or trade down, like you mentioned, because this is a draft, too, where a lot of people feel like, hey, this is so dense in this area of the draft where we might get a guy this year in the third round that really in a lot of years is like a top 50 pick in the draft, but it's late third. And look at this, and this is how deep this draft is. So I'll be interested to see the approach they take tonight. Do they flip this over for some guys that they go, wait, like Mason Graham, pick 33, pick 36, they can help us out right now. Let's make that happen. Or do they try to, maybe make one pick, trade another, and trade down and try to take more cuts at players there and just try to take their chances that way with pure numbers?
And in comes Mason Graham. There was so much talk about the possibility of pairing Myles Garrett with Abdul Carter as bookend pass rushers. Now you put Mason Graham in the middle of the line to F up the play and maybe make it a little easier for Myles Garrett. And, one of the things that just occurred to me, I mean, Mason Graham isn't rocked up, right? He's just kind of a big kid.
Exactly. That's what was kind of the downfall I told you with some teams when evaluating. It was just like, man, he's not like Mr. physically impressive, imposing type of guy. And I do think there was people in the top 10 that are a little like, do we really want to take this guy and the way he looks? But his play on the field does the talking, Mike. And I think you know that too, watching enough college football.
Put him next to Myles Garrett, though, and it becomes even more jarring.
Right.
Because Myles Garrett is huge. Like, he's got those arms that look like someone's giant leg.
Right. No, I know. He's a physical specimen that's, like, got muscles growing out of his ears. And Mason Graham is not that. He's a little bit more of stronger than you would expect at 296, more athletic than you would expect at 296. And because he's not Mr. rocked up and tight and all of that, the word I always say is very pliable, right, Mike? He can be in weird positions fighting in the scrum and still come out on top and win the battle, win the wrestling match. Be down in a weird position. You go, oh, he's about to go to the ground. And all of a sudden you go, whoa, he won. He got the other guy on the ground, and here he is going to make the tackle. So that's what you're going to get here. And I think with Schwartz and all the stuff they do up front and shooting gaps and playing that way, that's where Mason Graham, I think, has good value for Cleveland and the way they like to approach things on the D side of the ball.
Well, that was how it all got started. And look, I think both of our top 5 went exactly as predicted by player and spot, just not by team.
Yeah, not by the trade. Right.
Not by team.
Yes.
And you thought as of yesterday Mason Graham might slip some from number 5. That was the vibe you were getting from Cleveland's perspective. They were happy to take him at 5, and they get all that other stuff that they'll be using as soon as tonight. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.